everybody, and you know what today is? Today is Talk to Me Tuesday, where we share helpful networking tips to help you grow your business. My name is Tandra Price. I am your networking ninja. I am a network strategist where I help entrepreneurs plug into the power of networking by using a virtual platform to build a network base in a big major way. And I do that by actually helping entrepreneurs build online communities. I have some amazing guests that is going to be joining me today. But before we get started, listen, I want you to do three things for me. I want you to like, share, and comment today because you know what? We're going to be dropping some golden nuggets that you definitely are going to want to hear. And another thing, too, I want everyone to definitely be careful today. I know that a lot of us in different areas where you're tuning in from, you know, some of the weather is pretty bad. So if you have to get out, make sure that you are bundle and all together. So make sure that, you know, nothing, you know, by being out in this cold weather, we want to make sure that everyone is staying safe. So in the meantime, as I'm getting all my devices together, I have my fabulous partner in crime with me that is joining me today. And we're going to have what they call some secret sauce going to jump in on us a little later, you know, and kind of give us a little bit more of what our topic is. Man, I'm so excited about our topic today. But hey, in the meantime, let my partner introduce herself. Tell us a little bit about you and where you're calling from and what you do.
Hey, I'm Carla Miggs here in Edmond, Oklahoma. I do coaching with Carla where I help you with your social media, building landing pages and websites. I also help you with your business strategies as far as moving forward in any of those areas. So, Miss Price, I hear you got some special sauce today, girl.
Yeah, girl, I got some secret sauce. My secret sauce ain't came in yet, but he gonna pop in and really give us some stuff to talk about. You know, look, we always say the best for last. Like we like to do that secret stuff on you. But today's topic, listen, I told you at the beginning of the year, and I'm gonna say this each and every time that we come on to Talk to Me Tuesday because I'm so excited. This is where we really get to dive into, you know, sharing helpful network tips to help us grow. Now, one of the things I asked, three things. I told you to like, share, and comment, but I definitely want you to be talking to me in the meantime, okay? This is, do you see my title up here? It says, Let's Talk. So that means you got to talk back to me. So we're going to be talking about collaboration and cooperation. And you know what? This was an amazing topic. Me and Carla are part of a group that is called Pro Network. And we do some amazing things in that group, you know, to really help people elevate their business. And we had a conversation the other day that, you know, I thought it was a must-have that we really need to make sure that everyone was aware of this conversation. And it was about cooperation and collaboration and cooperation. So, and we're going to be discussing the 4 pillars. Now, before I get into that, my word for the year was I'm ready. I said I was going to be ready. I'm going to carry that word into the new year. So look, I'm ready. I hope you're ready. So grab your pen and paper. So the first 4 pillars that we're going to be talking about today is when it comes to collaboration and cooperation is 4 pillars. Okay. That is forming, storming, norming, and performing. Okay. So you wrote those down. Look, chat back with me, put a 1 in there to make sure that you wrote down those 4 pillars of what we're going to be discussing and how all this comes together. Okay, so one of the things that is a huge factor in networking is cooperation, collaboration. Okay, those are 2 good pillars of what networking really consists of. But now when we break that down, there's 4 pillars to that. Is forming, storming, norming, and performing. Those are the 4 pillars that we're going to talk about. So while you're writing those down, I'm going to give you 30 seconds to write those down and make sure that you're all going to be ready with this. Because here's the thing about what we're going to start doing on Talk to Me Tuesday is I want to make sure that what we're saying is of value to you, that we're bringing value to you. The only way I know that what we're talking about of the topics is if you respond back to me. So I'm going to give you 30 seconds to write those topics down. After you write those down, if you could put a 1 to say, oh no, we have to do 2 because I already said 1 for the first one. So put a 2 in the comments and let me know that you're ready, that you got those topics down. And I'm going to go back again to another one of my devices to make sure that, listen, I've got to make sure that everybody hear this topic today. So let me just chime in real quickly. I know I should be ready, but you know what? I've had an amazing day this morning. So I just want to make sure that, let me see. Let me go to my page here and make sure that we got it all down. There we go. Let me turn my volume down. Hello, there we go. There we go. We got some people tuning in to us. Okay. So we have Miss Deborah Lynn Washington tuning into this. And I have my mother, Alice Thomas. Hello, Miss Alice. She's tuning into
Miss
us today.
Alice.
So listen, we're already getting off to a good start. So, okay, so let's break these down into my South in here. Let's break these down for us real quick, okay? So when it comes to cooperation, what does that mean to you? Okay? What does that mean to you? Uh-oh, my secret sauce popped up in the room. So listen, I told you I had some secret sauce, right? I told y'all. So listen, you know what? I'm always bringing in something real sweet. So listen, this is something like you can put on your barbecue, on your hamburger. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how sweet this sauce gonna be. But Mr. Will, I was telling everyone, please, you know what? Before I even go into what we're talking about, listen, this is a man that is ready at all times. When I tell you, listen, you be ready before the season and not eating the season. This gentleman here is always ready before the season even begins. And this is what I love about him. He brings that hot fire every time he comes to the table. So, you know, I always tell him, a minute, stop. Let me get my piece of paper so I can make sure I write down all these golden nuggets. Because you know what? It's going to be a part of my conversation maybe down the road. But anyway, Mr. Will Muse, please introduce yourself. As you come onto the stage, we're streaming on about 6 different platforms. So listen, you're going to have to pour all that sauce like you did the other day. You know, that sweet and sour sauce, okay? So go ahead and introduce yourself and tell the audience who you are and what you do.
So look, when I'm on with the Networking Ninja, you got a title, the Networking Ninja. You can handle whatever is coming your way. You know, you're talking about being ready at all times. You know, look, anything that comes into your way, you should be prepared for. Anyway, my sister from another mister, boy, I tell you, you never cease to amaze me. I have no idea what platform we own or what group we're talking to. But I just know this, anytime I'm in the room with these two ladies, it's about to go down. We finna do something in a real way. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. I'm Will Mukes. I am a retired senior master sergeant from the Air Force, but more importantly, I'm a child of God, you know, and moving toward kingdom over culture. And I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist, in which all that really means is I love walking alongside of people to help them become the best version of themselves that they can be in order for them to live in a way that's pure and just consistent with reality. Because a lot of times we move and operate with these images, and it's not about the image we project. It's about, you know, that getting down to the base of who we really are and sharing our struggles. And that's the reason why I like these ladies, because they keep it real. You know, one of my side nicknames is Keep It Real, Will. And so that's what this is about. That enough about me. I'm just glad I can be in the place and they allow me a little space. Y'all gonna see they're gonna put me on mute real quick. You're talking too much. You're talking too much. Anyway, it's good to be here.
No, so listen, Mr. Will Muse, you know what? I was telling the audience that we are part of a pro networking group, and you know, you did you had an amazing conversation that I wanted to make sure that my audience actually had an opportunity to tune into. And before you know, popped in, we were kind of just talking about the 4 pillars of what we're going to talk about. What you talked about was so powerful when it comes to networking. And, you know, like I like to bring, you know, here's the thing about when we come to Talk to Me Tuesday, I share these helpful networking tips to help your business grow. And I think a lot of times people think that networking is so just, you know, listen, we're going to collect these business cards and this is just how we work. But I have to let our audience know that networking comes in multiple different layers. And part of these layers are going to be what you talked about so good mean, you were so clear, concise, and ladies, this is going to be something that's going to be so memorable. He talked about, cooperation and collaboration. You broke those 4 pillars down for us. That was talk about forming, storming, norming, and performing. And before you popped on, we were just going to really dive in to those 2 topics. So I hope everybody wrote those down. I'm gonna say them again: forming, storming, norming, and performing. Listen, write it down, because this is going to be huge as we go forward. So a lot of times everybody's always hearing from me, but I want people to hear from experts like yourself. So why don't you just kind of take us through each one of those? I know we started off in our conversation last time about cooperation. So why don't you start just kind of taking us through the motions of the waves, the waves of all of that stuff. So, people can make sure that they really understand the difference. So go ahead and jump off with cooperation with us.
So cooperation, and like what we did was we kind of brought up the definition, and I don't know that I'm gonna do it justice, but a lot of things I hear words, and words impact me, and they resonate with me in a way because I understand the power of words. I was one of those nerd kids growing up. I used to read through the dictionary to learn root words and what they meant, and the synonyms, the antonyms. I don't know why I was just like that, but I was. But when we look at the word cooperation, when it talks about a group of individuals who are able to go together in a certain direction, and they have this desire to move in a certain direction together. And so if you understand cooperation, in the aspect of we can come together and cooperate, on a project, on an idea, and we can have a cooperative spirit, but it doesn't necessarily mean that we have the same energy or the same creativity moving in that direction. For example, but pre-COVID, Tandra and I, and Carla and Bruce, we went, to a Thunder game together, and we attended. We were on our way, and there's a lot of things that go into, oh man, we're going to see the Thunder play, and especially if you got good seats, So as we were going into the stadium, there was collectively a group of us who were cooperating as a crowd to get through the turnstiles in order to get in to see the game and take our seats. So there's a level of cooperation and agreement that, in order for us to see that event, we have to cooperate and move along accordingly in order to get in to the event. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
Yeah, there's a level of cooperation. But in the midst of doing that, we were there alongside other people who we didn't particularly have a relationship with or any kind of, develop, connection with. We were all wearing our Thunder gear, and we're excited about going, and cheering on the Thunder. So in that sense, you have cooperation, where you're cooperating and moving toward a particular goal, objective together. And sometimes in networking, you can have cooperation, but you really don't have an understanding of where each other come from. Does that make sense?
That makes so much sense. Carla, if you could do for me, if you can, listen, we're going to be a 3-part team here. So Carla, why don't you listen, we can cooperate, right? We got to cooperate. That's what we're doing. So Carla, if you could put the definition of cooperation into the field on our page, and I can pop that up. Will is so right, because here's the thing that we kind of sometimes fail to realize when it comes to cooperation, especially when we're networking and we're trying to hit to the end goal. He made a very good analogy, because he says, listen, when it was time to go into line, everybody had to cooperate to go into the building to get our seats. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It could have been a lot of that. Now we, jump into one of the pillars, a lot of that storming, you know what I'm saying? You couldn't have none of that, a lot of that hectic stuff going on. Everybody had to cooperate if they wanted to see the end result, which was the game.
Mhm.
So we have to do that as well in networking. When we come together and people see us as leaders in our industry, the authorities as we are in our industry, there's a time of cooperation that has to take place for us to hit the end goal. So say, for instance, if we're putting together a workshop or an event, you know what? We sell tickets, right? We're selling tickets. I'm trying to kind of come back, kind of bounce back off of you, Mr. Will Mutes. Look, this is my Superman, Mr. Super Will Mutes. I'm trying to bounce back off of you. But there's a level of cooperation, because at the end of that, by you cooperating and getting into the workshop, the end goal is, how is it going to elevate my business to the next level? It has to be a sense of cooperation. Even when you're building a team, when you come together as your team, as we are, a lot of us in network marketing, right? We have a team, we're building teams. Teams require cooperation.
Mhm.
So if everyone kind of follow me, okay, there we go. If everyone is kind of following me in Mr. Will, Super Will Mutes, you are understanding what cooperation means. Will, give us just another little definition, because I want to make sure that they're clear.
Sure.
We're trying to give you a radius of different ways how cooperation plays a part. And then I want you to take those and place them in your business to understand, okay, so now, listen, my business ain't going as well as or where it should be. So there has to be a level, some miscommunication going there, right? Because people always say, you know what, I'm not getting the results, right? People always say, I'm not getting the results. I mean, I've been here and I've been there and I've done that, but I'm not getting the results. So there's a piece that's missing. Mr. Will Mutes, Super Will Mutes. Come on and tell us what that is.
So I'm gonna just give you a kind of another analogy, even that's relating to right here, right now. So you see that there's a level of cooperation that's taking place even right here on this StreamYard or the different, venues that we're at. Tandra sent me a text, and because she knows, and I'm gonna use this as a foundation, as a basis to understand, to explain collaboration. Okay, so it took me cooperating with a text message that I received from Tandra in order for me to be here and for us to be sharing time, energy, words, thoughts in this space, in this place right now. There's a certain level of cooperation that must take place in order for this to come into fruition, in order for us to move toward now we're headed toward a direction. And my sister Tandra, because she's the networking ninja that she is, sometimes she want to get ahead of me and she want to explain the other phases and places of what we're going to, but we're not there yet. But we're cooperating. Carla is sitting and doing what she's doing. She's trying to pull up the definition and put it up on the screen. So there's some cooperation that's taking place. Now, what we want to transition to and how this is applicable to network marketing, and it's going from just collecting names, information, or sharing what you have. We all have something, and whatever that something, that product is, before I deliver the product, I must create a relationship in which it transitions from just cooperating by giving you my name, my number, my business card, to creating relationship and connection, because I know that you do something, but more than the something that you do, I'm interested in knowing you and who you are.
Yeah.
So now we're transitioning into collaboration. Okay.
Okay, wait a minute. I gotta have you repeat that one more time for my audience. Okay, hold on. Okay, he gonna repeat it one more time, y'all. Okay, I gotta look at all my devices. You have to repeat that one more time. Okay, now go. They ready. You got your pen. Wait a minute. Y'all got your pen, because he's only gonna say this one more time. Okay, there you go. Say it again. That was juice.
So what I'm communicating is there is a certain level of cooperation that is a good thing, but it's not the thing that you're needing. What you're wanting to transition to is collaboration, because it's one thing to exchange a name or number, a business card, contact information. I know that you have something that you do, but more than the something that you do, I'm interested in knowing who you are, because people buy you before they ever buy what you do, what you sell, or what you have to give. They want to feel comfortable in knowing you. Sometimes people can get so caught up in selling the product or even selling themselves that they skip over the relationship, because people are more interested in knowing who you are, you see, and what you're about than what it is that you have to give. And I know y'all have heard that time or two before, but spend more time developing, cultivating after you move from cooperation and knowing and understanding, hey, she's kind of, I like her energy. You know, we kind of talk about some of the same things, and I want to know more about where she's going. You know, it's like going into that game, you know, man, I know these are our seats, but hey, come sit with us, you know, especially if you got some extra seats there and somebody, you know, that's happened to us a time. It happened to me and Tandra while we was there. Lady came up and said she had some of them lanyards around her, and she saw us standing there. Now she assumed that we was a couple, you know, and we were for that moment, because when she handed over us those lanyards that got us down on the floor seats, I looked at Tandra looked at me, was like, yeah, we'll take them. We went on down to that floor. So I say all of that to say you have to move from just cooperation to collaboration, where and it was something that lady saw about us, in meaning that how we arrived there. See, me and Tandra came together. We were in the same vehicle. We were excited. There was something that lady could see. She didn't know, you know, that we wasn't husband and wife, but she could tell we were together, and there was some kind of collaboration and connection that she resonated with, and thus she offered us. You know, when you are in a place, in a space that you are being genuine like that, and you come with collaboration and a creative energy about you, anybody who spends some time around me and Tandra in the same space and, you know, and plays, they're like, them two right there, they high energy and they crazy. Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you what it does. It attracts people.
Yes.
Sandra and I both, we have to be mindful that everybody can't handle that kind of energy all the time, every day. But that's just us. That's who we are. And so when you collectively collaborate and you use that energy, see what me and Tandra do, we'll attract the people. And we'll hand them off to Bruce and Carla, okay? Because we know they the steady eddies. You know, Tandra's husband, Bruce. Bruce is going to be thorough. He's going to be reading all of the details. Carla is going to be behind the scenes, connecting and doing all of the other stuff that me and Tandra don't want to do. Does that make sense? So now we're transitioning into collaboration, where we're not competing about our different gifts and abilities. We recognize and understand, because remember, we came in the car together, meaning we have some connected experiences with each other that lets us know how to read each other's energy. And so we're not stepping on each other's toes. We're really celebrating. Matter of fact, Bruce, you know, he'll sit back, and Bruce, my brother Bruce, is just so quiet. Will, go on with Tandra. Go and do what y'all do. You know you finna do it. You know? And Carla and Bruce are just looking. It's like, here they go. And so we do what we do. They do what they do. And it's okay, because we're celebrating each other. And that's where that creative energy, that when you understand each other's roles and you can celebrate each other's roles, it makes for a more cohesive team. You see what I'm saying? You can take these fingers and this thumb, you know what I'm saying, and you can spread them out and collectively, and they go all their different direction. But when I bring them together, you know, that they make a powerful impact. If I put a blow on you with this bat, it's a haymaker, boy. It's a powerful punch. And that's what network marketing, when you bring those individual pieces together and you use that creativity, you use that creative energy, and you're moving toward a direction together and you understand what each other's roles and responsibilities are. Man, now we're talking about collaboration, cooperation that's transitioned into collaboration. And man, I'm telling you, you can knock down walls. You know what I'm saying? With a collective energy, with a collective force. The network, she may use them hands like this, but every now and then she may give you one of these. You know what I'm saying? But you understand, and that is just using our God-given abilities in a way that we are changing people's lives by pouring into them right where they are. And it takes all of us sometimes recognizing what our strengths, what are we, celebrating those strengths, because sometimes we can major in the minors. You see what I'm saying?
Wait a minute. He said major in the minors. Did y'all please put that in the chat? Major in the minors.
We'll spend more time talking about that negative stuff and what, and being envious. See, what happens is when you get to comparison, here's the danger in comparing, one person against another person. Leave the comparison alone, because you're only going to come away with that with one or two things. Either they're better than I am, and so thus I'm envious of what they're bringing to the table, or I'm better than them. And now we digress back into we're just cooperating, but we're not collaborating, because we're comparing my gifts, my abilities. Well, I don't know who she thinks she is, that she can talk to a group like this and she can set something up on talking about the network ninja. She ain't all that good. Man, squash all of that. You see what I'm saying? Because collectively, if you collaborate and you celebrate and don't major in the minors, but you take what we do well, you see what I'm saying, and you celebrate it, you all become majors. You become professionals in honing your craft, your skills, and your abilities. Does that make sense?
Oh my God. You are dropping it. You are dropping it.
Collaboration.
Listen, I'm going to have to drop my pen on that. Carla, I know you got a feedback on that.
Girl, at the end of the day, we need to have these conversations so that if you have them ahead of time, when those topics come up, you're processing them different, okay? So it's not that I've done that, I'm guilty of that, where I thought, oh, they just want Will because, but that's not what that was about. I missed it, right? It was the corroboration, the collaborative part of it that was supposed to bring us together. And if I want to stay an individual, you know what I'm saying? I can stay right there in that and stuck in that, right? But to move forward, I have to think of it in a different frame. So, and then, when you go into the other 4 pillars that bring all this together, it makes a difference in how you process the information, right?
Mm-hmm. So what Scarlett's talking about, which she's giving me my cue, here's a collaboration, cooperation, collaboration, where she's telling me I need you to go forward with the other 4 parts of team building. And so what she's talking about is when you're building a team and you're understanding team dynamic, group dynamics, in the first phase of a team coming together, if they're coming from different places and different spaces and they don't have foreknowledge or collective energy where they know each other, that first stage is the forming stage. And when you come into the forming stage, you don't really have.
Wait a minute, Bill. You didn't jump ahead of me. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, so now he's going to dive into the pillars. Wait a minute. Let me reset the whole room, because now, see, listen, this is why I call him Superman, because listen, he just going to go head on. He's just going to go head on.
But she gave me my cue. I was just moving on.
Yeah, she gave me your cue. She has to say, she should have said in the middle of that cue, okay, here we go. Here we go. So listen, let me just reset the room. Again, today, thank you for tuning in to Talk to Me Tuesday, where we share helpful networking tips to help you grow your business. We have the powerful and amazing Mr. Will Mukes, who is joining us today. He's our secret sauce. Yeah, just like we have come in here. I just got to read this comment here real quick. It says, thank you for adding Mr. Will Mukes today. Tandra Price and Carla Muse. He is definitely adding a little spice to the conversation. Girl, he's going to add some sweet sauce. We're going to get sweeter now, okay?
Like our former president say, that's what I do. I do what I do.
So it's going to get sweeter. So now, okay, so we talked about cooperation and collaboration. So now, remember, I told you from the very beginning, he is going to break down these 4 pillars. Okay, so he's going to break down the 4 pillars, which is forming, storming, norming, and performing. So everybody, let's get your ear. Okay, can you hear? I want to make sure that everybody here and get their pencil and paper ready, because he is going to drop some golden nuggets. Okay, so I had to give you that because you was just going to, Superman, you was going to go on in. I know Carla giving you a cue, but Superman, you're going to go on in, and I got to get my audience ready to take these notes, to take these gems, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so now there you go. Okay, now I done set the platform. Go ahead and go into the first pillar, which is forming.
I'm picking up what you laying down. Look, I love it. I love it when a plan comes together. You know, that they just drop a little breadcrumbs for us little ducks. They're just trying to lead and get a little bit. So what she's setting a pathway for is we're talking about team building dynamics. And you know, you guys, there's nothing new under the sun. The things that we are sharing are just things that, you know, great leaders have shared with the individuals that they've mentored, and we just offering information that is out there. A lot of this comes from my background in the military. You know, leadership was, you know, you can understand being, you know, the Air Force. We had to have structure, we had to have direction, you know, because without it, you had chaos. So in some of the times when we were moving, you know, and doing maneuvers, or we were planning for different things, the projects that we want to take on, we had to understand team dynamics. And when a group comes together, that initially everybody's going to be like, okay, who's part of this project? You know, oh man, they got Sergeant Smith. Man, Sergeant Smith is an a-hole. Man, they're always negative, you know. And so you have sometimes individuals, you know, on a team in which you got your slug, you know, somebody who comes in there with this negative energy and this negative. And I'm not saying this is any of y'all's teams, but I'm telling you, if you live long enough, you work long enough, you're going to run across that negative energy person. That's something that Debbie Downer, the drainer, you know, they're always moving around, Eeyore, you know, there's a cloud over their head when they come in, like, oh, man, not this person. And that's okay, because we're not all the same. And then you're going to have that high achiever, that high performer, that energy person who is just out there, you know, like me and Chandra, go get, but we don't do nothing but get the place hype, you know. And then you got to have the steady Eddie person, the one that can take all of it in and can get things done. So all I'm talking about is just these different personality styles, these different dynamics, and understanding in that forming stage, everybody is trying to figure each other out, what they bring, what they don't bring, and you're sizing each other up. And that's where the comparison can kind of come in. And just understand that's a natural part of team dynamics. When you're bringing groups of people in that don't necessarily have a background and a connection with each other, you see what I'm saying, that they trust and they know, then I've got to size you up to see who you about and what it is that, you know, are you trustworthy? Can I trust you? You know what I'm saying? You ever see somebody, it's very evident, oh, I know they know what they're talking about, but I don't know if I trust them.
Look, we say it all the time.
It's very evident. Yeah, they're very knowledgeable, but I don't trust them. Okay, so that's the forming stage of team building, of network. You know, you have that forming where there's not a lot of structure, there's not a lot of information about each other's backgrounds. It's a natural part of the process. Okay, don't be dismayed, don't be overwhelmed. We give this information because you're going to see these dynamics play out even if you're doing something over StreamYard or Zoom or FaceTime or wherever, social media, you got somebody who, somebody's always sitting back sizing you up. She ain't even paying attention.
Yes.
It's a down. She ain't even, her eyes ain't, she ain't looked up not one time. Oh, she look like she having a stank day. Man, oh, why? You know where I'm coming from. And if you don't, then you probably one of those people who's doing it. If you don't understand
that visual. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. If you don't understand it, it's probably you. Anyway, you get what I'm saying. So the forming stage is okay. It's all right. It's a natural part of the process. And great leaders understand that. And they know not only that the forming stage is part of the process, they know where they're leading the group to, which is to the next stage, which you'll see, and you'll think this stage is really where things are going to blow up. So you have that forming stage. Somebody comes in and they kind of sets the stage. Hey, this is what we're going to be talking about today. This is what you should expect to get from this particular, session or this particular deal. And so people are kind of moving in. I'm like, okay, I guess I trust it. She got Mr. Secret Sauce, man. We're going to see what he's about, if he's really as good at what she says, And so then you get this kind of energy where things are coming together and people are trusting the forming, okay?
Yeah.
And then you get comfortable.
Yes.
And it's like, okay, I know he's about this. I know Carla's about this. I know Tandra's about this. And they start getting confident and kind of cocky in what they think they know. And now transitions into storming.
Storming, y'all. That's number 2. Storming.
Stage number 2. We're talking the storming. We formed a little bit. We've developed a little familiarity. We've been coming to this room, this space, maybe 2-3 times or whatever. Now we're comparing each other's abilities. And so there gets to be a little bit of disconnect, some storming, meaning, no, I think we should go this route. This is what we need to focus on. This is what we need to be, highlighting when we talk to the people, not this over here, And here's the thing. It's not a right. It's not a wrong. It's just different. But if we get to these black and white spaces where we're wanting everything to be black and white or to be the way that we are accustomed to having them, that's how we get into the storming.
Yeah.
Where you're bumping heads in ways in which you have these power struggles that are going on because everybody is moving the same direction, remember, because we already know we're in cooperation, and we know we're in cooperation because all of us are here in the same space and place. But now we are using, our creative energy in such a way that we're bumping heads in that creative process because I think we should go this direction. I think we should be highlighting this, or I think we should invest in this. We should be doing more. And it's okay, is what I want you to hear me say. It's all right. It's going to be okay. Forming, storming are all parts of the natural process of team dynamics. It's when you don't mature in such a way that you understand that and you allow your immaturity or your ignorance of what you don't know to override the group dynamics. And like I said, some of those individuals who come, the Debbie Downers, or who come with the negative energy, see, they have no place and no space to allow new things in because you can't tell them nothing. They know it all. I'm going to tell you one who's on the end of the spectrum, the one that say, yeah, I already know that. I got that. Or the one that say, well, I don't believe it. That's it. I don't think. You're really dealing with the same spirit, the same energy. My spirit is closed to receiving. There ain't nothing you gonna tell me that I don't already know. Matter of fact, you need to be listening to me, because if you were listening to me, this thing would be going the way that it needs to go at a lot faster pace. You see what I'm saying? Now, when you come across that as leaders, whoever, sometimes you just have to let that energy be, because that's where you're going to discover who your mature leaders are and who your immature leaders are. because you got leaders on both ends of the spectrum. The mature leaders lead to team chemistry and connectivity. The immature leaders lead toward breakdown and tear down. They come into take.
Break down and tear down.
You see, and I always say, look, whenever that happens, you know, I'll just stop. And when I was, you know, in the military and I have a team and I would see that happen, I said, now let me ask you something. Are you here to build up or to tear down? Are you part of the problem or are you part of the solution? Don't answer that. I don't want you to answer that out loud, is what I would say to him. I just want you to think about it. I want you to think about it.
That's some of that secret sauce. I'm telling you, he dropping it.
So that's some bonus training right there. That's some bonus.
Bonus.
So that's a natural. So we got forming, we got storming, and now we're going to transition to section 3 or pillar 3, which is your norming stage. And the norming stage is kind of is everybody feels like the norming stage is the sweet spot. You know why? Because everything, it's like, ooh, man, all the ingredients to this sweet potato. Ooh, girl, you put your foot in this sweet potato pie. Oh, this is good stuff. Girl, what's your recipe? And you know, because you're not competing with each other, girl, let me tell you, I use a little nutmeg and I use a little, and you start sharing. That's the sweet spot. You understand what I'm saying? Because norming is taking place. You're starting to, you know, lean into that positive energy. And if you stop right there, you'll think you have arrived. Because you now you got all your directions, your concepts, and where you're going together, and you're feeling that positive energy. Girl, that was a good meeting today. Ooh, man, girl, that was a good topic. And you know, you're celebrating each other, and you're really excited. So that's what we're talking about, the norming, and some good things can happen in the norming phase. You know, it's not a bad thing, you know, because you've left the competitiveness, the pettiness behind, because you're now into norming with each other and you feeling the vibe of what it means for all those ingredients to come together in order to have this savory, sweet taste and sweet. Man, you ever walked into a room? Yeah, you done mixed it all together. Look at it, like hey, this is what the athletes do. It's time for us to eat. We're gonna feast. I feel like it's time to eat and feast. But you know what? You're not done yet. You're not done yet. Just because you arrived at norming doesn't mean you have arrived at the execution stage. Okay? You have yet to execute the plan, the strategy that you've been talking about, that you've been developing. All right?
Yes.
So now we move to stage 4, which is the performing. Now this is where, man, the sweet gets even better. You get to see what you have stormed about, what you formed about, and what you normed about come into fruition. We get to put it into action. It's like, Coach, let me on the field. I get to play today. We ain't talking about it. We finna be about it. Okay? And I'm telling you, that's a stage, man, that is so powerful. Okay? It's so powerful. And if you are the leader or the mentor who's been overseeing this group and it's kind of been behind the scene, you let all of those stages take place. You let them form, you let them storm, and you let them norm. And now as a coach, you get to see them go out and perform. And I'm telling you, because they went through all the stages and they trusted the stages and they stayed with it and they got that sweet. Now I want you to see, hey, this is how we do what we do. You know, see what I'm saying? That team comes together and winners win. You see what I'm saying? When you think about championship teams, football, whether it's basketball, winners, people like being around a winning team. It's the energy, the synergy that comes around. Man, all them ladies do is win.
Win no matter what.
I want to be a part of that networking group. I want to be a part of that team because the energy is just incredible. When I come in and I'm a part of it, I feel better, not bitter. I feel like I can go out and conquer the world because they have a can-do mentality. And they're not just talking about it because they're now in the performing stage. They're out doing it. Hey, we did this. We did that. Here's our accolades. And it's not to boast, but it's to let you know you can be the most because you too can do this with us. You too can be a part of this winning team.
Yes.
And understand it's okay, because when you understand the stages of that process, when you get new people into the team, sometimes you will transition back to forming, okay? Because you got new people that's coming to the team, and it's all right. But trust the system. Trust the network ninja is going to do what she needs to do in order to bring in the crew, in order for everything to come together and for you to have that sweet aroma that's going to lead to some sweet performance. You see what I'm saying? In action-oriented ways. Now, you got the 4 pillars. Now, this is some bonus training. See, I ain't even told the ladies.
We got bonus. We got bonus.
We're talking about some secret sauce, okay? So there's really a 5th stage, which is we got forming, we got storming, we got norming, now into performing, and then there's the adjournment, okay? The adjourning, meaning that I can sit back now and watch this duplicate. I don't have to be the one who's overseeing you to those that you started out. They can go out and start forming, storming, norming, and performing on their own. It's the network marketing ninja is gonna take you there, and you too can do this within your. It's everything you need is within you. Sometimes we just need that coach. We need that network ninja. We need that marketing, that person behind the scenes. That's what Carla does. She's behind the scenes sometimes, and she's doing some things. She's networking and connecting, and you never see what's going on, but it's a part of the process. And so you get to that adjournment stage, that adjoining and adjournment. You can let go, and you can look back, and now you're grandfathered in, you're grandmothered into this, and you're the wise old one that's looking back and say, look at them young ladies go. Look, that which God gave me, I gave to them, and it's a blessing to see it going, and then it creates legacy. It creates a culture, an environment that goes beyond your days of leading. Does that make sense? You create something.
Oh, it makes real good sense. They dropped it.
Yeah. So anyway, that was some showing up, some secret sauce. See, they didn't even know about that this stage. I just threw that in.
You just threw that in there. You probably got a 6. You probably got a 6 one. You probably got a 6.
Look, I'll tell you, this creative energy that happens right here, you know what? It's a never-ending source. You see what I'm saying? When we celebrate each other like this, God has made us very creative individuals. We were designed to produce, to create, and to make, not to tear down and be envious and jealous. Man, ain't nobody trying to hear all of that. I don't know what they talk. I'm telling you, what happens is when you understand this process and the different stages, and you trust it, one or two things that Debbie Downer, that negative Nancy, that hey little Walter, oh that's a whole hey little Walter, something's gonna, y'all get what I'm saying. I'm telling you, what happens is they will either become part of the positive energy, okay, or they're going to understand that this is not the place for me. I'm
right.
looking for negativity. Here's some more bonus training. When you watch your words and you understand what you're designed to do, negativity won't adorn your doorstep.
That's
It
right.
don't know your address. You know why? Because you don't open the door to it. It goes on down to the neighbor's house. You're like, what was that just passed by? That was a truck of negativity. It don't stop here. It don't deliver in my house because I don't open the door to it. You see what I'm
There
saying?
it is.
Understanding. Don't I heard one of my brothers in the spiritual locker room shared this morning. He said, and it wasn't in a cocky kind of way, but this is what he shared. He said, look, don't allow my confidence to offend your insecurity.
What? Wow.
Don't allow my confidence to offend your insecurity. And we have to know and understand that sometimes people are really masking their insecurity, and they can lash out, they can project, they'll backbite, they'll talk bad about you because they're really projecting a front. They're projecting an image, and they will settle for that image versus adjusting to reality. See, a mature individual will take reality for what it is and adjust accordingly, according to knowledge. Someone who is immature and insecure will settle for the image that they can project, never arriving at, you see what I'm saying, self-development, self-awareness, you see what I'm saying, and maturity, because they're settling for an image. You don't want to be image settlers. You don't want to be image projectors. You want to be the real deal from the inside out. You see what I'm saying? Not the outside in. A lot of people try to project from the outside and present. You know, they got a storefront, and it ain't nothing in that store that you need to go in and buy.
No purchase.
There ain't no merchandise that's going to be beneficial to your life, to your living. Matter of fact, it would be detrimental. You go in and take a bite out, you know what I'm saying? You'll purchase some things and it's going to take a bite out of not crime, but your behind. You know what I'm saying? So that's extra. That's bold.
Look. You know what? You painted a picture of a beautiful piece of music like Earth, Wind, and Fire. All the pieces of the band together, the marching, you go through all those things, and then it comes out with this big sound.
Yes.
Right? This
big bang.
Boom. Boom. You know, it's like, that's what I reminds me of my favorite movie. You know, one of my favorite movies, you know. But, you know, you put those pieces together, and then you come out with this beautiful piece that really serves and lasts forever. Right? Some of the best music is built with a lot of pieces of music that have come together. We play them over and over again. That's the duplication, right? So,
yeah. Oh my God. This has been an amazing. I told y'all he was gonna be secret sauce. Look, he's sweet, spice, and everything nice.
Watch out
now.
You
better come right. You ain't gonna open the door if you got negativity. You're not getting in.
That's okay. You got to go.
Listen, I hope everyone wrote down those amazing nuggets. Listen, I told you I'm bringing it. I'm bringing it this year. I'm ready, and I have to get myself filled with what it's going to take me to the next level. Networking is a kind of a whole bunch of different things, but you know what? It's about the systems. He broke it down to you. He broke it down to you. This is how we start moving. From today moving forward, we have to have ourselves put in these particular pillars to make sure that, you know what, we're ready to see the end goal. Listen, once one win, we all win. And we have to remember that, because that's what it's really all about. You know what? We celebrate, you know, we uplift and we move people to the next level. And we want to do that together. We want to collaborate together. Listen, I'd rather go fast and slow. And when I collaborate with people, I know that I'm going fast. I know I have my center or circle of people around me that's going to get me where I need to go. And he summed that thing up in so many ways. Listen, me and Will talk about this all day long.
Yes.
You know, he gave you a few bonuses, but guess what? He got a whole bunch of more bonuses hidden underneath there that look he can just bring out to you. But that's what I'm saying.
Look, hey, here's the thing: you just gave me 4 or 5 more just listening to you. I'll just throw this one in there. I know we got time constraints, but you and I know you guys have heard this. I told you it's nothing new under the sun, but we can use it for our greater good. Team. Together, everyone achieves more. Together, everyone achieves more. Team, that team concept. You see what I say? Man, I could go on and on and on. You know, this is my life. This is what I do. God has just created me in a way that I want to encourage and inspire people to move. Get off the log. You got to leap, you know.
Get off the bench.
You can't just think about it. You got to take action, massive action.
Action carries everything.
That's right, massive action. And as I'm talking to you, I'm talking to me.
That's right. Well, I want to take it back I want to leave this nugget. This is Black History Month, right? And it puts me to mind of Harriet Tubman. What did Harriet Tubman do, guys? What did she do? She went back. Underground Railroad. She made sure that today we can collectively come together to make a difference in today's world, right? And so she went back and got as many as we can. That's the foundation that we're laying. Picking up and laying down of making sure you can collaborate and cooperate with the right people today.
Oh yeah, because you know what? Earlier today we talked special about, we're celebrating Black History Month. And before we go, I just got to say this, audience, we celebrated Black History Month. We're doing a segment of that. And one of the things we talked about was some amazing, powerful women that led the way. Listen, we ain't trying to redo nothing. You know what? And they didn't even have the tools and resources that we have today. But I want to just step back on what Carla said and what Will is saying, how all this is coming together. When Harriet Tubman came, guess what? She had her networking piece because you know what? She had to go. Everybody had a piece in the role to say, okay, now you can go. Okay, now let's cross. Let's do this. But they had the whole networking together. But here's the thing.
You're too slow.
Well, I'm just saying, in order for it to be a successful collaboration and transformation, everybody had to be talking to one another in order to make it all happen. Right. But one of the things that she didn't leave nobody behind. She took, she went and she took, and that's what we're saying when it comes to networking. We ain't trying to leave you behind. We're trying to walk alongside of you. We're trying to get you across over there to the next level. So that's one of the things that we talked about today that was so powerful.
Okay, one other thing. You just made me remember. Here's the thing, you guys. Sometimes we get so caught up in looking and analyzing and thinking about what we need in order to make a difference or in order to arrive and get sometimes you have everything you need right there with you. And the thing that you're looking for is on the other side. But you got to take action and you got to move in order for you to receive what you're looking for. You're not going to find it where you are. It's where you need to be. But in order for you to get to it, you're going to have to take action. You got to move. And that's a good point, Tendra. I remember, you said something earlier that made me think about that. Somebody, a young lady told me, she said, Will, she said, stop waiting. She said, you're waiting and you're contemplating and you're perplexed, you're confused, and everything that you need, you already have. Just take action, because everything that you're supposed to have in order for you to succeed, it's already there. It's waiting on you. So you do this.
Wait a minute, Will. We got to come one more time because guess what? Let me tell you this right. Oh, wait a minute. Will. Let me tell you, as we're talking about this, yes. Okay, Carla, as we're talking about this, honey, I've been listening to Michael Todd, and let me tell you, he said this is the anti-drift year. This is the anti-drift. We ain't drifting. Listen what I'm telling you. When he says, look, it's on the other side, guess what? You better get anchored. You better get anchored in your why. You better get anchored in where you're trying to go, and don't let nobody be anti-drifting and drifting off into another space. Because even though, listen, Harriet Tubman came and got you, she said, listen, some of you may be ready, some of maybe you may be not. But guess what? It's all about timing, right? It has to be a perfect timing, right? That's how our business works. We ain't doing nothing unless we feel that the timing is correct. But guess what? I'm telling you, when you talk about getting on that other side, don't be no anti-drifter. Don't drift. Listen, and when another thing Will said, listen, when somebody come knock at the door, you always ask who it is, right? Right.
Who is it?
Listen, I can
who this?
Who this be?
For everybody, right? So that's how you need to do in your business. Look, you got to pay attention to the people that you're listening to. You got to pay attention to who's at the door. You know what I'm saying? Because just like Will said, that may not be the right person that needs to be in your space. You see what I'm saying?
Everybody that's with you can't go with you.
Everybody with you can't get you. Listen,
that's another one. We can't go with it. Mind your circles. Mind your circles. That's
get your circle right.
Get your circle right. Because everybody that's in that inner circle needs to be one that sharpens you. You sharpen them and they sharpen you. It should not be that you let your Debbie down as your negative energy people into that inner circle. Mind your circles.
Mind your circle. Look, like I said today, listen, I gotta say this one more time. Look, I gotta say today, when it comes to networking, listen, Will put that thing on. Listen, he put that thing on the skillet and it's burning and he mixed it together. Let me tell you, you either have your engine or your anchor. Listen, the engine is the people that got that energy. Look, that's getting up in the morning. Look, is chasing their dreams. And guess what? You are looking for that person to give you that energy and vibe. Now, the anchor could be two things. It could be a good or bad. But listen, if you have an anchor to somebody that's weighing you down, just like Will said, look, you got all that negativity. Oh, God, I got to convince you to do something. Oh, my God. Look, that's that anchor. Look, we ain't looking for them kind of anchors. We're looking for an anchor that's going to take us to the ocean and put it down. Guess what? And no matter what it comes by, we're going to stand firm in what we're doing. Oh, Lord, listen, come on, Will. Listen, you got to give me some backup on that one more time. Come on, because I know you got it in you. Look, we can preach this thing all day. It's all about networking, okay? And it's about how we cooperate and collaboration. Listen, he didn't give you the 4 pillars. He gave you forming, storming, norming, and performing. Oh, my God, then he gave you 2 bonuses. You know what I'm saying? What kind of special secret sauce can you get better than that? That's what I'm talking about, girl. It's juicy. It's sweet. Look. So listen, me and Will can just keep talking on more about this, but I love it. I love it. I love it. Look, listen, and my have over here. Okay, come on. The other part is that, look, come on.
Come on now. Come on. You better tell it. You gotta look. They didn't call it tell it all attention for nothing.
It didn't say talk to me Tuesday for nothing, right? Because look, we need to talk to us. We need to help. Listen, we are helping people. We want to take you along with us. We want to take you on the other side to make sure that once one of us win, we all win. And this is how we do it by Talk to Me Tuesday. Every Tuesday, listen, we come to you with some powerful, helpful networking tips to help you grow your business. And I thank you so much, Mr. Will Mukes, for joining us today. Listen,
thank you.
If you are watching the replay, put a hashtag replay. If you are watching the live, put a hashtag live, because this right here was so powerful. You know, this right here was so powerful. He broke that thing down. He broke it down, y'all. And I'm gonna need for you to take what he said and implement some of this. You know, this month. This month is about product production. I mean, product production. What you producing? What you promoting? I'm sorry, product production. What you promoting? You know what I'm saying? And he gave you the 4 pillars to get that thing right and tight.
And look here, truth be told, I'm only giving back to your audience what these 2 ladies have given to me. We all need to have those individuals who inspire us and encourage us. And I'm telling you, you cannot get any greater encouragers than these 2 ladies. They have been on me for some months, from years now. Will, get out and do and share what you do with a greater number of people. You can't sit on this. And so
your story too good, you can't sit on it.
Yeah, I say that from the bottom of my heart. I'm only giving back what has been given to me. And that's what collaboration is about, that creative energy. And I'm telling you, it will produce smiles, it will produce laughter, it will produce love, it will produce joy, it will produce that energy, that God-given energy that will take you to the next level. And we all deserve, I ain't gonna say we deserve, but we need to earn our spot at that next level, okay?
Yes.
Put in the work. Put in the work.
Miss Deborah Washington, look, I love this lady. Listen, she said, snap on today's sauce. I love it. Okay, real quickly. Look, I know we didn't go past that time. Real quick, Carla, how can they reach you?
You can reach me. I have a Coaching with Carla Facebook page, and you can also reach me on Facebook on Carla Mukes. My tag is, and you can also reach Will and William Mukes on Facebook.
Okay. Awesome. Okay, listen, if y'all want some more of this and get some helpful networking tips like I just gave you today, look, please visit my WIN membership program. I put the link into the page. I mean, look, this is just the beginning. This is just a tip. Listen, join us for some amazing, more hot topics each Tuesday as we come to you on Talk to Me Tuesday. Listen, y'all want y'all to hang back. My crew, I want y'all to hang back real quick. But thank you all for joining us. Look, share this message with somebody because somebody else needs to hear this message. Share this message with another person. Until the meantime, listen, I will see you next Tuesday on Talk to Me Tuesday. Have a great day.